Hey guys, I'm a tech entrepreneur from Berlin, Germany. I just moved to DC a couple months ago, last year. I'm now working at Canvas. And Andrew and Danny asked me to talk about a very specific topic today, and it's about closing down your startup. I actually closed down tvype, which Noah just mentioned, back last year. And it was a good decision. I just want to share that today because I think it's a topic that is very important, but very few people talk about it. But probably every entrepreneur, even in this room, has thought about it before, is scared about it, and it's part of a lot of startups' life. Probably 90% of the startups close down, only 10% make it. So I just want to share my experience about closing down a startup today and tell you that life goes on after that. The startup that we did in Berlin was quite an innovative business model. We had a new market in front of us. We raised some money, we raised 500K and seed funding, built a team of 10 people, did that for 2 years. And then we reached a very interesting point. We had quite a big pivot that we went through on our business model, and we're just testing out if that would work. And right in that phase, we raised some additional funding, or at least did all the pitching and going through the due diligence. So we actually had 500,000 euros in grants and another 500K in VC funding at the term sheet stage. Due diligence was done, and right by then we noticed in the market that that business model is just not going to work out. We worked the matrix, we worked the data, we talked to a lot of clients, and we knew if we continue with this, what we proposed, it's not going to work out, and no significant pivot is going to help us in that. So we decided to close down shop and go on with our lives. And the decision was actually a good one, and we got lots of learnings from that. And I just want to share some of those with you today. The things that we realized after that is that actually your time, what you're investing in your startups, that is the biggest investment that comes to the table. Put that in your mindset that it's not the investor's money and not all the work you put in, it's the time that you spend on that. That should be wisely decided on that. I read an article from Fred Wilson from Union Square Ventures about that a couple of weeks ago. He talked about slogging it out. He basically pictured the companies in his portfolio over his last 20 years of investing. There are some companies who make it, some companies who break. But the worst ones for the entrepreneur, especially for him personally, is those ones in the middle that don't break and don't make it. They slog it out. That could work over decades, right? You don't get anywhere, it's not dying off, and the entrepreneur is just stuck in there for a long, long time. And his clear advice would be, don't get in there, it's a very tough thing, so rather call it off and take the decision to close down your startup. The mindset that helps you on that is that your first startup or your second startup is probably not going to be your big one. Have that mindset that your third, fourth, and fifth startup is going to be the big one. Because you learn so much on these first couple ones that you will then apply, and you get better and you get faster and you have a better network to then really execute on the third, fourth, and fifth one. That's a line I learned from Mark Pincus, CEO of Singer. And I truly believe in that, and if you have that as your mindset very early out, I think it helps very much to ease out on that question. So the really practical thing that I want you to take away, especially if you're a first or second time entrepreneur, is that have that mindset of what you do there is definitely obviously coming up with a good business, right? I totally agree with Eric and Kevin that we should all get out there and hustle and work hard and take those decisions and to make it a successful business. But also consider that this time is a learning experience for you. You build your network, you find good people that you're going to work on again and again and again in other companies. You know those investors that know what the experience you've been going through and that you can do good things. So have that as a mindset when you start out. The second thing is for you personally, set specific milestones what you want to reach for in the company. And those are not the company milestones that you communicate to everybody else and to the investors. Set yourself personal milestones. Could be, I need to raise this and this money, I need to get to that and that revenue, I need to get 20 of those big clients, I need to find that CTO by then and then. Have those milestones for you personally in your maybe a little entrepreneur's diary or whatever, and review those and really stick with them. Because the time is the most important thing what you put into a startup. And the startup you're probably working on right now is probably not going to be the last one in your life that you want to do. That was it, quick one. I'm very open to questions, honestly critical questions. Please. Yeah, please.
What are you working on now?
As I said, I just got here from Berlin, and I'm going to join a startup working on a pretty big problem next month. So.
I have a question. You mentioned for having solid metrics for yourself for milestones. Mm-hmm. When you were deciding when to close down, did you at the time have, okay, well, we didn't meet the amount of customers we wanted, we didn't, obviously in your case it wasn't a funding issue.
Yeah.
So were there other milestones in your mind that you did not reach, and what were those?
Yeah, definitely. The one pretty important thing was the sales cycle. We discovered that we not have this 3 to 6 month sales cycle, but rather a 6 to 12 month sales cycle on the clients. It was a media industry, not very innovative to pick up new products, very long sales cycle. We just could not get those sales cycles down to under 6 months, which we could not finance, and we just said the plan that we had is not going to work out. And then something very specific to that business model, while we could not get up the quality of uploads. It was a photo and media sharing site, and we could not get the quality of uploads up to a certain percent. We put out percentages, and within the business model, you're going to have to think about your business model, especially if you do something innovative on it, what those percentages might be, and then you need to work on those to get those up and running. It's very specific to your business model, but think that through and really calculate that with an analytical mind. Is this business model going to work out if we don't reach these metrics at this level? Good.
Thank you.
Okay.